Hi, and welcome back to Odyssey of Ascension once again. This is part 2 of Q&A from the viewers. So go ahead and start sending questions in for next month's if you like to. And so we'll finish up today's and we'll get on to adding up for next time. Very exciting. Thanks again for all your support and participation. Yes. You ready? All right, here we go. Let me get a little coffee. Here we go. And greetings once again to the collective. This is Big O. Bid you a good day. Let us continue our journey with the Q&A. Rita, let's rock.
Okay, this is from Julia L. I'd like to ask a question. I went through a really intense heartbreak a little over a year ago from the end of a relationship. It propelled me to an immeasurable and delicious journey of awareness, wisdom, and self-love.
Excellent.
However, from time to time, I still feel the pain. I really thought this person was the one, and part of me still does, unhappy face, and feel as if I have made little progress in letting her go and healing. Sometimes it feels like it happened yesterday, and sometimes it feels like it happened 20 years ago. Why does this still hurt so much, and what can I do to really heal?
Because you're still holding value in the relationship. Anything that you treasure as an idea of a need instead of, let's say, a coalescing idea of releasing, you went through and you felt that deliciousness. But there was still a portion, because you said it, you feel still this one might be the one. There is no one. There is only the now. The now may be one through all the nows that you choose to be on earth, but if you confine it to that, restrict it to that, and obligate yourself to that is the one, then that is an idea of lack. Lack to that person creates my happiness, and when that person takes his own free will and chooses itself, and that choosing is not to stay with you, then you feel the lack pulling away from you. Trying to hold on to that person that you feel creates and completes you, makes you whole. And when you still feel that is the one, that is the idea of the pain that comes up. It's in the now that you feel it, so it could feel right now, yesterday, or 20 years ago. From the perspectives from what you are looking at. How do you heal it? Love yourself, let it go. It's not the one, it's one of the many probabilities that you have for yourself. Truly. Make sense? Nothing. That's it.
Okay.
Rob Ayers here.
The next question is from Rick R. When I was around 16 years old, I had a girlfriend that got pregnant by me.
Congratulations. Thanks for bringing another entity into the species. Beautiful.
Her parents were very mad and had me sign off the birth. Could the Big O tell me if it was a boy or a girl, name, and where he or she is living? Also, is there a way I could have contact with him or her? Thanks. Love you.
Her name is Amanda. Girl. Contact probability, she's looking for you. And that's about it. Truly. The contact will happen, just play in the nows, Rick. Play in the nows, and now that you are aware, here, let me tell you how it works. You get a potential. Hello, higher self. Hello. Here's a potential. Hands it to you. The knowledge, this idea that you've just, let's say, focused on, that was a potential in remembrance, what you call it, but truly given in the now. And that potential comes in and you're sparked your interest, your intrigue to create that reality, and now bringing forth this question, widening that reality, and now focus mind, yours and all the viewers around you, co-creating the moment with and for you that this occurrence will come. So energy is added to that vortex idea, and in that, let's say, Amanda is looking for you, and you are looking for her. So through the synchronistic moments of allowance, not trying, not thrusting yourself, not panicking, not worrying, not, let's say, doing anything that causes distortion against the natural flow of you in the slipstream of life, then it'll come in its perfect now. Just know everything is perfect, and how you enhance that perfection is in the moment. So when something intriguing comes that feels slipstream to act upon with no effort, then that's where you take the action. But until then, relax. Truly, Rick. Excellent. Go ahead.
This is a question from Anahata. Can you say anything about the purpose of black holes being linked to the Akash? I was shown one and told because I was working on myself, I have been able to gain some awareness of some info and was wondering if there's anything more that can be said about it at this time from you, hoping this question can be utilized by more of humanity as we are ready for it.
You're referring to the Akashic records?
It says, can you say anything about the purpose of black holes being linked to the Akash? Now, I assume that means Akashic records?
Yes, that's what we're feeling too. The idea of black holes from our perspective is how you birth from, let's say, the vibrational world of outside of the density, bringing it through. It is, let's say, a birthing canal. How about that? From vibrational light, let's say slowing itself down to birth through into the frequency of their density. That is the idea of black holes for us. How they are linked to the Akash, in your words, has no reference point of, let's say, similarity in our idea of ourselves in this now. There may be furthering expansion, however, we do not have this understanding of the connection between black holes and the idea in our reference, Akashic records. The universe that you guys are playing. Go ahead.
Okay. This is from Soru Fleet. So hedonism, looking to do things purely for pleasure. To me,
Yes.
it feels like, to me it feels to have a different vibe from following your highest excitement. I'm a sort of, I'm going to eat this cake because fuck it, it will please me for 2 seconds, whereas following my excitement feels like, hooray, I'm drinking this freshly juiced carrot and butternut squash juice. Try it, it's good, I came up with it in a dream, because it's delicious. I feel good after drinking it and it looks pretty. Now, hedonism tends to present itself when I'm in a mid to lower vibration, whereas the highest excitement things seems to come when I'm already feeling high vibrational. I think I worry that hedonism will lead to a lower vibration, and I'm not sure if this is always true, and I feel like I should be focusing on my highest excitement when I'm low on the scale, but honestly it just brings a whole load of I should be doing this vibe, as if what I'm doing is wrong. Although, on the contrary, I think there are parts of me that think they are the same thing at a different frequency, although I think hedonism feels to have guilt woven into it. Okay, so I have painted the picture now. Here's the question.
You have not painted the picture. You have most certainly argued with yourself.
Yeah. What is the difference between hedonism and following your highest joy, and does hedonism lead to happiness? Also, if hedonism is not the best way to approach things, what is a better approach? Feeling genuinely excited about things?
Enough.
Blah, la, la.
Enough.
Yeah, it goes on.
Yes, enough. Look, you're killing yourself, beating yourself up,
Get out of
going
your
back
head.
and forth and trying to make this perfect. This is what definition does to you. You're feeling that this does this and you're afraid, so that afraid needs to be fixed by another definition, but this definition does A, B, or C in that idea. Stop. Let it go. Follow your excitement. Just stay with one. Hedonism is a version of following your excitement because you guys, humanity, is defined as pleasure and not fun. Simple. Fun is pleasurable. But if you're talking about pleasure and the idea of filling it in a frequency vibration that fits that idea definition, then you can call it that. But don't think it's going to lead you down to a lower vibration. I'm going to give you guys some news. Hold on to this one, please. You can't go back down in vibration ever. You can't in this cycled lifetime, period. You cannot. Why? Because when you remember, you cannot unforget. When you every time remember a new portion and raise your vibration, your wave goes above the lowest point. When it drops back down, that's the idea of coalescing, but it never goes back lower than the last peak, ever. Bashar has explained this to you guys. Listen, you cannot remember yourself and then put the veil back on and unremember that portion of evolution, revolution of self in that moment. So don't fear you're going to go back down in vibration. The only thing you're going to do is expose more limitations within you, truly. So if you want to play the game of hedonism, then travel down that road. See where it goes and redefine it and see the parallels. It is only the scope of reality that puts level of definitions on vibrations. Truly, it's just whatever you want to do in the moment that's fun. And that leads you to a higher fun and a higher and a higher. And on the way traveling in those higher funs, you expose limitations that keep you limited. And you feel your vibration drops back down because you're feeling that idea of vibration trying to get away from you, but your value system is clamping down on it and says, please don't go because I'll lose my identity. That kind of idea. So all of that idea that you did, I want you to stop, step back, review your question as it's being, let's say, read by Rita in this video, and watch the idea from the perspective of Ascension Eyes as the idea of a fractal. So you're watching the fractal speak those words yourself and see how all of that jumping is leading down a road of jumping continuously. Never figuring it out because you're trying to figure it out off of definitions of the past of limitation. Let the unknown come in and let this stuff go. It matters not. It's transient rather, material, truly. Let it go. It means nothing. You can define it this way, but that doesn't set your future. Okay? That sets the now. And the now gives you your now, and now, and now. And when you redefine it, it's gone. It's back there in that now. You don't need to go back to that now and bring it in this now to create the next now. Leave it there. Let the unknown come in. Beautiful. Next.
This is from Hippie O. My question, why don't aliens come visit me again?
Why don't aliens come visit you again?
That's the question.
Truly. Let's say your ideas of that experience have been laid out. You give yourself the fun and you lose focus on excitement. You're going on those trips and they become, let's say, boring for you after a while. You're going to go again in a different way, in a different state, in a different now. But those ideas before open your awakening to this. But if you stay going down that road, then you miss this entire reality of higher beneficial from your potentiator, your higher self. So follow the nows. Don't worry what was. Be in the now, and what was will become what is again in a different way. Truly. Good? No, I'm talking to them. Yes, perfect. Go ahead.
This is from Andy H. At the time of crossing over, some people are advising to not go into the light, that it is a trick to get us to reincarnate on Earth. They say to turn around, face the universe, and say, I want to go home. Would you please clarify?
Let's say fear. The light is home. Every time I popped out, I went to the light. And every time I did that, I became myself. I went home. We don't understand turning and telling the universe, maybe a construct of somebody's fear, maybe an idea that was brought forth in this cyclic lives of yours to make a new expansion for this now, to choose and have everyone realize from our perspective the light is going home. Every cycled life this idea has experienced. In that remembrance, when they realize they are no longer the body, immediately the light is around them. But there is no light to go to. The light is around you. When you realize you're not the body, you're automatically shot up the tunnel. That tunnel is the light around you. And then you are met by your idea guides. That meeting moment, as soon as you realize you're not the body, as soon as you realize you're not the body, that's the first thing that must occur. If you don't accept your death, you're going to be a ghost, that kind of idea. So in that idea, when you know you're not the body, you turn around and immediately you get the idea frequency, picture, experience of exactly what you believe at that moment of leaving, what happens after death. So some may have experienced not going into the light and evolve themselves by going to the universe. That's a potential, but those are individual ideas. There is no blanket idea. There are no rules upon that. There are no rules and structure upon death. Death is an individual experience, and the process that works and stays in play is the idea that when I die, and I know I'm not the body, I go to the place that I believe, let's say, happens after death, from the standpoint of forgetfulness now. So if I believe I will go to the pearly gates and St. Pete's there, and I go, what's up? That's my experience. And when I, let's say, realize that that is my waking up, all of my guides that I have chosen in my blueprint playout are there. Whether they are, let's say, my parents, past friends, my dog, lovers, anything in the now, whether alive or past in a different or a future cyclic lifetime, doesn't matter. They are there for me to help me realize that I'm coming home. Many have, let's say, believed themselves to be in hell because they feared that. But the experience of that is much different. It is actually viewing yourself in hell. You are not in what you think is going to be hell. You will view yourself as that, watching yourself much like you would watch yourself on a television set. And the minute you say, I don't want this, poof, you're right with your guides. And then you go back into, let's say, the isness of all, the stillness of you, where you begin your review of life, this last cycle lifetime, rather. So in the idea of someone birthing that into creation, from our standpoint, it's a fear, it's a structure. Don't go into the light, they'll trick you. There's no one to trick you. We can't trick you. We don't trick each other. Look it, guys. Your fear is couched within this density. I want you to listen to this very closely. Everything you know is based on polarity from day one. Everything you know is based on polarity. You are scoping your reality in polarity. Up, down, left, right, good, bad. Mediocre, ranging to excitement, ranging to suffering. You are in polarity. You weigh things, rule things, judge things. So when you are looking beyond the scope of what you perceive as on the other side of this encouched world, third density reality, you are viewing it from the perspective of polarity. So when you say that happens on the outside, that's your subjective universe in creating that reality for the individual. You may certainly have that experience. Yes. No one is ever going to tell you no to anything. It is an all individual subjective universe all the time with perfect free will choice forever. So if you choose and believe that, that will be your experience. But there's no blanketing idea, and we're not here to hide behind the mirror and go, peekaboo, we got you, and scare you, and trick you back into reincarnation. Otherwise, that wouldn't be a choice. You have always free will choice. Make no mistake about it. Truly. So that is a coveting idea of, from our view, a believership from a stance of fear. Born, birthed, and perceived from the subjective universe of polarity. Truly. Go ahead.
This is from Lorraine N.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for Q&A. I have heard about the heart's code, that the heart has memory.
Yes.
Could Ocyphius explain more about this, please?
The idea of the heart having memory. It is like, say, your DNA bank within your body. How about that? Many people say it exists in what you call your mind, but the mind is the receiver and it translates different portions of DNA within your body and couched in this idea, memory. Memory in the heart. Really? That kind of idea. So it has a certain portion that you guys can frequency in a relative space-time location called the heart, and that representation of DNA is a memory bank for you. Truly. Very good. Good question.
I'd just like to add as an aside that
Sure. Please.
I read recently about a little girl that got a heart transplant from another little girl, and she began having visions of the person who killed her,
Yes.
and saw him well enough to be able to give the police a detailed description, and they caught the man who killed the little girl who gave her her heart. Okay?
Beautiful, Rita.
The heart has memory.
It sure does. I got a slide. Oh,
Okay.
good, good one. Great question.
This is from Gideon G. First, I'll explain. Through the new consciousness, the magnetic field of the north and south of the sun is altering. As a result, this will change positions of the planets and moon. For example, I know we once had 2 moons. I also know Mercury was a moon and Venus too to Jupiter. Is there anything we need to know about this? Is this solar system changing radically or not?
Well, all the stuff that you said about that is not, let's say, relevant. A lot of the things you said were idea truths in that particular vibrational universe of that occurrence, absolutely. What you need to worry about is nothing, and let the universe, this solar system, take care of itself. Yes, it is changing because you're making room for the new Earth, because this Earth is going bye-bye upon your ascension, but that's in a while from now. So, and don't worry about the polarities of the sun and what that's happening. Unless you're the structural engineer of this galaxy through the logos of the sun to put the vibrational signatures into place that run this solar system, then maybe you want to be concerned, however you're not. So let that other person and the universe take care of itself. Nothing you need to do, Gideon, truly. Focus on you, ascend you, be the master of you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is from Tanya Yank.
Mm-hmm.
2 questions. First question, does every discomfort and illness in the body have an emotional cause?
Yes.
What is the meaning or emotion behind the hair loss in women?
Experiencing loss. Let's ask you this. What is the meaning and the emotional connection between the hair loss and men? So you're saying women shouldn't have it and it's okay for men. Looks like a little polarity to me. Let's put it this way. There's a construct called humanity's belief system as a psychic one. And when one says it and enough believe it, it becomes the status quo. There's a girl, and she wrote Roxy a story, and I'm going to give you a clue about this. She wrote Roxy a story, and she lived life as a child, and she remembered at this point when she realized that there's death. And as soon as she realized that there was death, she started to cry. And because she was afraid to die, and her father comforted her and said, "Don't worry, sweetie, you won't die," which is the truth. So there is a gene that's in you. It's called the death gene. And it does not trigger until you validate death. So if you have no awareness of death, then you would not die on your physical being until you realized you can die. You would not. You would age, but you would not die. But your aging process would, let's say, take about 900 years. For teenagers, right? Right in there, right, yeah. About 900 years. And through that, you'll probably realize there is kind of a death because you're coveting the mirror. The only reason why you guys die is because you triggered the death hormone. The death hormone starts your entire body through your hormones to start to break down in a cycled time. So you die. So now replace death hormone in death and put in hair loss as the construct of humanity. When someone sees it, it represents, it becomes a belief. 2 believe, 3 believe, 4 believe, humanity believes. You have hair loss all over the TV. How to prevent it. You have ways to get around it. So if you're having a polarity about it, it's sustained. It's a frequency of focus that's validated through the human psyche at this time. And the idea of women not having it was, let's say, the same idea when enough validated it, or then it turned into not having it to having it because enough women validated it, or men, let's say, grouped it into women, and then it started becoming an occurrence. That's not an idea of disease or pain. That's a belief system that has, let's say, constructed humanity to focus on it and validate it. And you see, remember, guys, there's nothing that you don't get. The mirror is perfect. Whatever you say. Can you reverse it? Of course. According to what you believe. Here's the program that's running, and it's constant. And for you, if you're losing your hair, you have that program that you validated through the coveting belief of your forgetfulness to say, I'm losing hair. And then it becomes the body. And every now the body's new, perfect. And right in that now, whatever program you're validating what you look like, how tall are you, what your hair is, how you are perpetuating any kind of belief system about your body is birthed in the representation in the mirror immediately. So if you're validating the program that's running that you have hair loss, you will get that. The mirror doesn't hold anything back. And there's sure as shit not someone behind the mirror telling you what's going to happen to you. So don't play the victim role on this. It's a choice of humanity as masters to realize what you don't want as a one. The individual represents, the representing is given through love. More attach and love and understand that, and then act upon and focus that new reality, and it becomes awareness of the psyche of humanity, and then humanity bursts that into a reality of consistency. So no more hair loss when you guys validate it. No more death when you guys validate it. But that's not a disease of an individual. That's a different idea caused by emotion. So hair loss is not associated with the individual. That's a psyche background program running within the collective whole. Cool?
Okay. So question number 2, how do I find the most suitable job? I always seem to be waiting for something better to come.
Right there. I always seem to be waiting for something better to come. So you're not focused on where you're supposed to be and what you're doing to realize the worth of it. And that worth then is validated through your own discernment as not worthy or worthy. Because you're focused on what else is coming. And that's your focus, and then you give yourself a consistent idea of something better is coming, feeling all the time. So wherever you're working blows. Finish the question.
I always seem to be waiting for something better to come, waiting to get pulled towards it rather than act out of obligation. I don't want to take just any job, then come to hate it because it's not what I wanted in the first place. But what I want doesn't seem to be coming. Sometimes I get glimpses of jobs I'd like to do. I get excited and apply for them, but then it falls through.
Mm-hmm. So here, let's do this. Let's be now. And this is my job today. There are portions of wherever your focused reality is. Okay. Kamashni. Počni turo pagierni to. Chambapiet. I'm at a job and I don't like the job, but there are portions of the job I like. Maybe, let's say, friend, co-creation with people. So in every reality now that you're in, start to love. And whatever portion of that you don't, let's say, like, and it's causing you pain, discomfort, distress, look at it with ascension eyes. In allowance, in compassion, in love. And when you see that everything in your reality is perfect, undistorted love, the seeking to escape from that no longer is within you. When you are within that moment and that now, the opportunities will shift for you, because we are the constant of change. So therefore your reality in that fashion will show you ways to leave that and go to a next portion of potential excitement for you, because you are your higher self. So if you trust you are your higher self, then trust the higher self, which is you, to go ahead and allow the higher self to give you a moment of excitement that you may not perceive as exciting because you're basing it off the past and judging him. Then follow that and trust you. Your jobs that you ran to that were exciting were based on exciting ideas of potential security of income. They were not your joy. They were structured under the guise of this will save me or give me something that will be comforting for me in a fashion of existing on earth in a comfortable manner using the abundance from that. You would, let's say, most certainly have been settling and being in mediocrity. And the masters that awake do not want to be in mediocrity. You want to be in excitement. You want to evolve. You want to change. You want to shift. Your fear for leaving your job and just fucking quitting it is another way to do it. You can do that and just trust it and just be so naked to the world and say, all right, I trust it. I quit. I have nothing. I am out of money. Nothing. Show me the magic. And I guarantee you it'll happen. You may not particularly understand it in the now, but most certainly it will reveal itself as you just follow your nows. All right. So, love the where you are. If you can't love it, know that is you distorting the now. Every moment is perfect. When you judge it, you're judging it from a value system of comparison. Back to what O said, polarity. You live in a world of polarity, you're judging it from that stance, from that approach, from that now, from that subjective world of value. Here's my world, I'm looking at that, that doesn't look good to me. I don't fucking like it. That's a frequency that you're taking that is pure, perfect, and distorting it into a view of polarity. Allow that frequency. Don't kick yourself in the ass. Say, all right, I understand it. It doesn't resonate with me, but I'm allowing it and loving it to the best of my ability. And then it's not so bad. And then that will evolve into another frequency of yourself. And you will start to view it with loving eyes, compassionate eyes. And those, let's say, simultaneous perfect nows will reveal itself and you will move into the change of constant of change. Thank you, Roxanne. So trust it. So don't try to escape from where you're at, because you get to escape no matter where you're at. You're telling mirror, I want to escape again. Because in the now you're saying, give me escape. Give me escape. Give me escape. Escape, escape. And then all you're trying to do is escape from where you were. Love the now. Reveal to yourself the distortions that you, master, are choosing to be in polarity when everything is perfect. Know this. Go ahead.
This is from Johnny Z. Teach me how to let go, how to surrender. I'm obsessed and have been trying to let go of my love forever now. She's in my every waking thought, my dreams, first thought of the day, last thought of the day. I trust your discerning judgment and gratefully await your response.
We will offer you. We will not teach you. We use the word teaching as when we're teaching a thing, but we're offers. Okay? We do teach masters, though. That's you. Right? Like Ocyphius said with the lady that had a love and let go of that love and felt yummy about it, but there were still portions of her that were attaching to that love. So this love of your life, that chosen free will to not co-create with you in that manner anymore, and you're mad at it. You're upset about it because you asked her to complete you. You relied on that frequency to bring you happiness. If you're whole, nothing outside of you can ever make you happy. Because you're whole. So you have a slice of the pie of this wholeness that is empty. It's out. So that's your lack of love for yourself. So you perceive that that person there will give me that vibration that will fill me. And you feel the love that they are. And you bring them into your world as a lover. And that co-creation is now conditioned. It is most certainly not unconditional. Unconditional love, truly, is felt. And I'll give you an example. You are co-creating in love, and you are living together, co-creating together, and in love, in that vibrational state that is, let's say, so awesome for humanity. More on that later. And then that entity chooses to leave your vibration. So I gotta go. Unconditional love would send them on their way with loving eyes. 20 years. But after 20 years, after 16 years, after so much we've been through together, that's investment. What did you go through that you're lacking? A waste of time? Is that another definition you're chalking on? Can't be a waste of time. It's now. You don't invest in people. You invest in yourself. Those people that are co-creating with you are there to expose to you limitations within you to bring you back to your wholeness where you need nothing else to be perfectly loved, perfectly happy, perfectly, and let's say, in the slipstream, joyous. You can never have that to make you happy. You can never have that make you happy because you're already what you forgot. Pure happiness, pure joy, pure fun. And nothing around you is perceived in any other way other than that because that's all you're radiating to the mirror. So if you radiated an idea of she's everything to me, without her I die, and you're trying to take that love and fill your empty heart, you cannot take the mirror's love, you only have to take your love. You have to love yourself in that lackful way. You have to begin to journey into yourself and know that you're worth your own love and another will never complete you. Thinking of Jerry Maguire, you complete me, that kind of idea. Was that Jerry Maguire? Yeah. So in that idea, you got to love yourself, child. You got to know that love is unconditional. It has nothing to do with time. It has nothing to do with any of the constructs of humanity's definition of marriage or of couples or things like that that constrict. Unconditional love is allowing people to be themselves so you in the mirror can see what's created in you. And whenever you distort in that mirror and try to change that person or try to change yourself for that person is conditioning, and that is out of love. And it is polarity. Love yourself. Fill yourself with yourself. Love yourself. And be unconditional to all. And watch the all come to you in waves of glory. Truly. Go ahead.
This is from Shivani. I'm very interested how other extraterrestrials express themselves in music, especially if they only communicate telepathically. Do they sing as we do? And second question, do I have any messages from my guides?
It depends on the species, depends on the frequency. See, sound is compressed in this density, so you have to have compression idea for sound to be heard. It has to be that, and that exists in this reality of third density. So you have to have some kind of bounce back, repetition, sound wave compression to understand it, and of course have the ideas to be able to hear it, called ears in your frequency. So there are some densities that have music and different ideas, not quite as vibrant as humanity's music. You guys rock. But telepathically on different densities, yes, they do have their version of telepathic music. They understand tone, they understand frequency, and they can put it together that sings a song, much like here on Earth, but it's done telepathically. It's not done in compression in the third density, but if that density has the existence of physical idea of reality, then most certainly they do have music. So yeah, music is not exclusive to humanity. You will be fascinated with others' music as much as the others are fascinated with your music. And it's almost it's almost like, wow, it's such a leap to see the music and hear the music and understand the music on different worlds and different densities. And they look at this and they look at the possibility, the ones who have the able to choose. There's many third density worlds that don't have the ability to know that humanity is existing. And they have their own visions of music. So in that idea, they choose and look at your music, and they take your music and created a whole new world of music because of your music. Great stuff. You're going to love it. And guides. Alex is fine. And yeah, your boyfriend, listen, your boyfriend is wonderful, awakening. Okay? Don't scope him to your savior, which you've done with a lot of your boyfriends. You put in, like the other idea, he's the one that's going to take me away and rescue me. Don't look him as a rescue. Look at him as a confidant, a counterpart to you, a beautiful being that's going to support and love you within his own means, to the best of his ability. Change your view and scope of him, and your relationship will change, because you'll take those vibrational definitions and lift them, and they're gone, and it's more flowing between you two. Truly good stuff.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The next one is from Christania J.
Yes.
I would love more clarification on my connection with the Arcturians.
Yeah, we had talked to her. Roxy talked to her the other day, and remember, guys, you know everybody. You're connected to everybody. There's not one of you that are not in one frequency or another, one vibrational co-creation or another with everything that you're aware of right now. Every civilization, and beyond that, of course. And you're connected with them. Now, what you're looking for, Christiana, is, do I have a purpose with them, and will that purpose give me more clarity, or more escape, or more comfort, or more meaning to my life here on Earth? Okay? They're guides. Let's leave them as guides, as potential ideas. Don't take yourself out of the human construct and run over and say, what can the Arcturians do for me? They're not there to rescue you. They're a connection. And what that connection will do will play out in the time. And that is your vibrational. The Arcturians are so present, and they're such a badass race. We frickin' love them. And what they're doing with humanity is beyond measure. We love their love. So a lot of you are feeling the Arcturian vibration, because a lot of your hybrids are with the Arcturians, a lot of your co-creations are with the Arcturians, a lot of your visitations are with the Arcturians, and they're just an epic species. So that is more and more in the collective psyche of humanity as an acceptable reality frequency, and therefore it just, you can come over closer maybe. So it's so connected and accepted by the frequency of the humanity whole, the psyche. So therefore, when you feel it, since everyone is co-creating it at one level or another, the awareness of the Arcturians, and the more awake you are to yourself, allowing frequencies to be unfiltered, in other words, boom, you connect. And that is a new reality. But don't attach it to, oh, I'm connected to the Arcturians. What am I, obligate, responsibility, what am I? All of that stuff just pours in and says you need to do something with the connection. Listen, it'll present itself. Just like everything else. Natural timing. Refer to your Seth, okay? Not forced timing. Not conditioned timing. Natural timing. Let it unfold. You have many nows to explore yourself, and it's called forever. So you're not wasting time, you're not missing something, and it'll be offered in clarity. What you have particular do with that, your higher self says, go ahead and give us this idea, piece of knowledge, is a channeling modality with them. If you choose to become a channeling, come online, the Arcturians will, and let's say, speak through you. Booyah. Go ahead.
Okay. This is from Stan. I recently found, he has two questions. The first question, I recently found video where Bashar is talking about echo. In the past, I found a guy who was also talking about the same concept, but it doesn't make sense to me because of third law, what you put out, you get back. Mirror is perfect. Example, when I'm happy, I should get happy back. But according to this, I'm happy, I get nothing. I need react to nothing in happy way, and then happy will come to me. Could you explain this, please?
Wow. Yeah. Hang on, let me talk to this guy. What was his name?
Stan.
Alright, Stan. That's Akume. That's your current, let's say, higher self incarnation. One of many, but that one's a frequency guide of yourself. That's what I'm speaking to your higher self, that language. So just by speaking that first thing we wanted to bring out to you, you have the awareness of a language you already know, can translate, speak just like you're speaking English now. Allow it to unfold, beautiful. The second thing, the idea of echo. See, what happened is when you put happiness out, you're thinking you should get happiness back. And I want you to flip it. The mirror presents and you receive. Whatever you receive to the mirror is what is bounced back. Don't wait for happiness. In that idea, act upon your joy and then it'll get. Don't say, I'm happy and the mirror doesn't give me happy. It is giving you happy. You're not seeing it as happy. When it comes back to you, you're the one that's running distortion on that thing and saying, nope, that's not happy. That's not happy. The idea of echo. Shimba no konata. And greetings to you. I shall speak for the Asasani, and my name is Palia. Greetings. The idea that you speak of, that of echo. You may call it an idea of a residue, a frequency now of repetition, in the idea of a echoing fashion. Your idea, definition of that translation, meditation, in that moment that you created for yourself in the echoing fashion was your idea of your interpretation of that. The meaning behind the echo is a residue of potential realities that exist about you in different idea frequencies of potential selves in the now. And that echoing idea to you gives you a frequency remembrance, A, and a frequency potential, B. You choose what to do, but don't say in that fashion which you are approaching this moment from. Is that the mirror has control of you. That you have to deal with echoes. This is not our truth. You may choose that idea, but that was your fear interpretation from your subjective universe of polarity that gave you that frequency, leading to this question. Stanley, we bid you a good day. Okay.
So his second question, you often said to not expect things, just let go and allow it to come to you.
You can have expectancy. That's your God. And in that, you're allowed to have all the shit you want. But don't put limitations on the expectations. Go ahead.
When you have idea how, you visualize what you want, you let go of how I'm going to do this, and how will come to you effortlessly.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm talking about that how. So when idea how pops to your head,
Yep.
it's brilliant, but it's brilliant. How didn't I think about that earlier, etc.
Sure.
At that point, how you not expecting that this will work out for you? Oh, how are you not expecting that this?
You're not
Won't work
expecting
out
it
for
won't
you.
work out for you. That kind of idea. Question's kind of weird.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we'll give you this.
I think
Go ahead.
because he started out saying you often said not to expect things, just to let go and allow it to
Yes.
come to you. And so once he's done and the how has come in,
Yes.
and then
You act upon the how in your highest excitement. That's it.
yeah,
So let's say this. Roxy wants to get boobs, okay? She's ready for her boobs so much. She just wants them, you know. She's thriving at them, you know. Hey. Ain't nothing wrong with aftermarket. She's allowed. Okay. So in that idea, she puts out the potential. This is my joy. I want to receive this idea. That potential is not out there, and now she doesn't act upon it. She doesn't try. She allows. And through her potentials, boom, 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 now she knows it's time to go and visit the doctor. So now she made the appointment and knows that in that now she'll go and see the doctor, and then it'll present itself on the how, as far as, you know, getting the abundance to do it and such like that. That in and of itself will take care of itself. So you put out an idea of a reality, okay? The reality presents itself to move in effortless action. The how was her, and that now was to make the phone call, make the appointment. That's it. Now no other action is needed. She doesn't need to try, she doesn't need to ask, she doesn't need to worry. So she just lets it be now, and then the next effortless action for her of how to help create that idea will be presented with slipstream. It will not appear as a chore, it will not offer fear, it will just be now. Okay? Another example is I want a big house. Say you want a house, okay? You picture the house. You know the house. You walk through it. You love it. You sit there. Your imagination, you're unfolding. You have dinner parties. You have this room, this room, this room, this room. And you're walking through and you're smelling and sitting and just experiencing them from that idea of your imagination. How it comes, you leave alone. Then all of a sudden something presents itself. Oh, how? And you move. That's it, and you know it in the moment, trust it. But don't get there and say, oh, I better do this now, and I should do that, or I could do that. That's where you run interference. The expectancy of the universe will give you the house, absolutely. You can have that expectancy. But the expectations on how and when and why, in any natural timing idea, let go of. Let go of those limitations and let it slip in. You gotta try. Look, guys, it's a show. Vibrational holodeck. You plug in what you get that reception. You plug in joy, excitement, and just naturally let it go. The distortions is what slows it down and moves it, is your construct of humanity saying, I need to take action to make sure it happens. Trust you. The big God. Go ahead.
This is from Mark Z. Could you please give me a sneak preview into the best next steps for me to take in my journey, and let me know which guides that I am in most resonance with and able to connect with right now?
Okay, most resonance is, first off, the very, very first most resonance, that wonderful inner voice. We'll do it again. Hi, hi self. Self says hi right back. Try it right now. Hello. Hi. How are you? Good. You too? Yeah. Awesome. Have that conversation. That's your guide. That's your higher self. Humanity's construct didn't trust the inner voice because you were taught in a psyche level, a human collective valid truth, that you can't trust the voices in your head because those are demons coming in, and those are schizophrenia ideas, and those are, you listen to voices? There's voices in your head? What did they say to you? Everyone has a voice in their head. That's your higher self. You trusted guides, and now it's time to trust you. We needed to trust guides because you wouldn't trust your inner voice. So we gave ourselves guides, the angels, and those spiritual guides, animal guides. And different cultures have different kind of guides and idea modalities to pray to and ask for this, and the rain gods and such. Of course, beautiful, because you had to wake up and wake up and wake up and wake up and wake up to get to the point of now of waking up and knowing that right there is God. That's my higher self. That's me. Trust that. That's your guide. And your next step is whatever the potential your guide is just laid in front of you. Your higher self. It is easy. I can give you 1,000 potentials for you. However, I'm not going to, because you're that awesome, you're that much ready to choose your now. I want to do this, and I don't care what it is. And I don't care, and this is a reflection for you, saying to yourself, what it's going to do for me, and how it will be perceived by the others that co-create with me. Because I am my own universe, my own world, my own I am, and fuck it, I'm going to give myself what I deserve. So I'm going to go out and do whatever I want to do in this now, and let the magic unfold. Go ahead.
This next one is from Peter. What becomes of a couple or a family that if one of the couple or family goes on to the fourth dimension, how does the split affect each one? The one that goes on to fourth dimension and the one that stays in third dimension. Does one who goes to fourth dimension leave behind a third dimensional version of themselves, or does a fourth dimensional version of the one who stays in third dimension go with the one who goes on to fourth dimension? Or does everyone just wake up one day and find themselves in a different reality? If so, what becomes of one's memories of their girlfriend, boyfriend, family members? Or do we wake up with new memories on both dimensions?
My goodness. I love it.
Makes me wonder about losing my keys. It's like, can I go to the fourth dimension without me?
Left your ass on a different timeline.
Or another version of you came and snuck them away.
And moved the keys. Yeah. Well, you guys can play with this one. It's fun, isn't it? Let's say all of them are right. There's no one set way. There will be versions of people that will, let's say, boyfriend, girlfriend. And it won't be like, poof, I'm gone. Okay, when the ascension of humanity happens, that collective goes as one. But if you're talking about the splitting 3D, 4D Earths, there will be an idea of this idea not choosing to go with, which would be highly improbable in this space-time now, because if those two are in co-creation, they're vibrating within a frequency range of acceptance of each other. So therefore, those two will most likely stay on 4D Earth right now, which you guys are on 4D Earth. Some of you are going 3D, 4D, 3D, 4D. No, we're sitting on top of each other right now, and it's going to separate as time goes on. But if that version of the girlfriend or boyfriend or lover doesn't choose to move itself in vibration, that will end in a harmonious idea, synchronistic way, according to that space-time now, co-creation between those entities concerned. Some will never know that they had a girlfriend. They'll give themselves a new memory, and the same on the 3D. Or you may sustain the memory of that if you had a girlfriend that went, and she gives herself a new memory, but you didn't. That kind of idea. So they're all right. There's no one standard way, or in your way, 4 or 5 standard ways. There's an infinite individual singularity ways on what's best for all involved, according to what all the higher selves that got together to focus on that moment did. Yeah. Good question, but don't worry about it. Worry about you. Focus on you. 4D Earth, 4D Earth. I'm here. I'm love. I'm joy. And bam, here comes this. Here comes that. They are potentials for themselves to choose my light, which is their light, in the mirror. They choose themselves, they vibrate, change, shift, move into the 40th, and the 40 Earth gets brighter, stronger, larger, beautiful. And the 3D Earth idea has less focus on it, and the 3D Earth has less population, maybe, yeah, in some ways. And that idea separates. If that person sees your light, questions, talks, intrigues, and denies it, which is them denying their own love, which is fine because that's their space-time evolution, have no concern, then they go to 3D Earth, and you guys separate. Don't worry about it. Focus on you, darling. Go ahead.
Peter's second question, our sun, is it controlled by some force or entity, or is the sun in itself alive in some fashion?
It's the same as Gaia. The sun is a logos. It's an individual singularity that created the idea of this entire, let's say, construct you're playing within. The solar system, the game of humanity in many ways, not full idea. Let's say not the birthing idea of humanity, but co-creator of humanity. And the logos idea of the idea of being the sun is most certainly an entity. What else?
Do the planets communicate with the sun?
Of course.
Is there something controlling the sun so it does not hurt or damage the earth?
Okay, let's say the sun is controlling the sun, and it's not going to hurt or damage the earth. Let go of that fear. See, scientists are exploring space to the best of their ability using the technology they have to get the frequency understanding translating to the subjective universe based in polarity called fear. So they're coming up with theories of the sun's going to have a solar flare and wipe us out, you know. And that's one thing. The sun's not going to do that. Not in my world. You can choose it. But then you got to get the sun to co-create with that, and I don't think he's on board with that. But, you know, you never know. You can maybe want to shoot that world, go ahead. Don't worry about it, darling. Let go. Sun's fine. Entity. Singularity. Much like you. Go ahead.
This is from Artful M. Okay. Feel free to shorten this question or choose one or the other. I couldn't choose. Okay, don't laugh. Really, don't laugh. Do cartoons and other movies create real spirits, especially if they are watched enough? I have had this happen several times, and with Masha and the Bear and a very gentle animated bear, and Monster High Draculaura, a very gentle vampire animation in Monster High. Also, for instance, Spock has a presence. If they do become real in our imaginations and then creations, where do they go? Do they ascend and become masters like we do? Would they come to Earth? Is it okay to watch things like iZombie, or are we going to have to do penance or something?
Penance? Really?
Yeah.
Artful. Let it go.
Wow. I also wondered, since all creatures are of God and are loved, do demons ascend, or are they just doing angels' work in refining our desires? Do they love us and just want to give us what we want? We won't attract any unless we are doing something of a baser desire, or are they just normal God's helpers? Okay, stop laughing now.
Okay, so the first part was, are cartoons real? Feels like. Are they real?
Well, it's more like I think he's saying that the energy and attention directed at them actually make them into some sort of a presence.
They're already a presence.
And I don't know if they visit him or her or what, but it seems like that's what Artful M is saying.
So let's say viewing a cartoon. The cartoon vibration of that translation of what you're feeling is the translator of the creator of that, and you are the creator of that. Is the individual singularity a cartoon its own frequency? The answer is absolutely. Will it represent itself in cartoon-like manner on different ideal worlds? Probably not. It does to you. Will it become an idea of its own individual singularity? It already is. And it represents that through the translation and co-creation between you two individual singularities. So absolutely. But they don't go going around the universe as that cartoon. Much like when you leave the human incarnation, you go somewhere else. You won't be a human over there. You'll be a human here, in the construct of where humanity is in the moment, every time you come back. Go ahead.
This is from...
Oh, what was the second part?
It was about demons.
The idea of demons is you get the distortion through the mirror of the frequency validating demons. But without demons, you don't have angels. polarity. One services the other, and no one will be a demon to you if you do not validate that. If others are choosing to co-create an idea of a demon in their world, let them. Have no fears of what demons are or who they are. Is a baby bear sleeping? Yeah, let go of the idea of demons. Don't worry about demons. Every time you say demon, then you validate demon. Go ahead in your world. Let it go. Move on. Angels. Angels. Big realm. Go ahead.
So the next one is from Diva Jules, Julie J. Thank you for your videos and the courageous way you put yourself out there. Your channeling is some of the best I've seen, and I watch a lot of them. My question is about those who bring forth messages. Sometimes the question will not be addressed because someone or something does not allow them to speak about certain things. Who is this someone slash thing?
No. They're not allowing them. They're choosing. That's the co-creation of the moment, including you. Don't think the people... Let's say you ask me a question and I say, I can't answer that. They don't want me to. Is a distortion. Let's say if you're in a session and this person here, that co-created moment is the moment you all agreed on. So don't think there's someone up there saying no. You agreed to that potential reality according to your frequency and all the idea of co-creations involved. So if you don't get the answer and that's what's, let's say, not coming, then don't be the harboring idea from fear and then you're translating it maybe victimhood idea or something like that, saying, fuck, who the fuck is that up there telling me that they can't give me the answer? Who is that behind the mirror?
Yeah, it says if we have free will and they are willing to field questions, then why would they then say they can't give an answer regarding certain things?
Because you're choosing it.
Would it somehow spoil the game or something?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is your individual idea. Your individual singularity. With the co-created that you chose in that moment. You want to know the answer? Ask it right here. Don't trust that, then you will be potentiated from your higher self. If it's a valid idea for you to know in that now, we'll give you, let's say, the co-creation moment to get the answer from the idea of a frequency of another human. Go ahead.
The next question is from Lucas B.
Lucas B.
Hi, Rox, you amiable angel.
Hi.
If I may lay another question for our epic friend, it would be one from me and Lucy, my sweet soul spouse. We are grasping the concept of abundance flow. How can we radically increase the prosperity and joyfully gain massive abundance in our lives and not do things under pressure of must? Which way to go now? Please be specific. We are deeply grateful. With honor and love.
The idea of your abundance idea is already lackful from your statement in and of itself. The must idea is what you are telling yourself. I must create abundance. Yes, of course. But you don't have to create it, you just allow it. It's already created. Every now has abundance in it. Because we don't fuck each other over. We don't. So you go to the one when you stop going to the other of, I need to create. Free will choice. So I must do this, that's the reality you get. Say, abundance is flowing, I don't want to do that, let it go, and watch what else comes in to give you a higher version of abundance. And it might not be in money. It will be in something that's abundance. Too many definitions on abundance. Too many ideas of scoped realities. Too many in amount holding the value of the limiting idea of how many ways abundance can come in. Yeah, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe four, maybe five. When there's an infinite number of ways abundance gets to come. That's what we let go. That must is focused. That must... Okay, I must. So I'm looking at the must. What else is out there? I don't know, but I know I must focus. I know I must focus. Reality, 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 reality. Let go of the must and allow. I know it's there, thank you, but I'm not going to focus on the must. I'm going to be now. Oh, I'm going to go here. That looks exciting. I know the must is there. I'll leave it over there. Thank you. I'll be back in a minute. I'm now. And there is a new reality. There's a new magic. There's a new way to create abundance that takes that must and diminishes it. So when your idea of specifics, the specific is the now. The now is the trust in you. And to allow that the musts are not mustful. There's not anything that you have to do down here. Never. Including thinking. Oh, God, I love that word from Bashar. That was so good. So in that idea, don't put yourself in that closet, in that box. Because when you can find the mirror's perfect. Here's my reality of must. I can't look and see what's available here if everything in my scoping mind validates the vibration of must. And then everything that I find valuable, perceivable, and most certainly acceptable as the must idea of frequency, then that's my reality, and change in apparency to you does not happen. Frustration leads in, doubt leads in, let's say distortion runs amok until this now. So now, I want you to let go of I don't have to do that. You don't have to. Everything that you're fearing, that you need money in the now, future, to benefit you and your family of, let's say, obligation, of your idea of responsibility, your idea of I need to, I have to, I should, is a construct of a scope reality of limitation. You got to let go, darling. You got to let go and trust. Trust that you're God. Trust that you have every potential reality. And I'll give you an example. Here's 10. There's a lot more. There's 10. Here's the reality. Here's, let's say 5 of them are versions of musts. But 5 of them, just for clarity, 5 of them are versions of my joy. I can choose one of the musts, or I can choose any of these. If this one over here is good enough, but not, this one over here is way too scary, like quit my job. This one over here is like, take the day off. Then do that one. But any of the musts create the musts. All of these over here are potentials of not must, which lead to one choice. There's an infinite number of nows. And then look at the must going away a little bit. Oh, I'm going to go over here. And the must goes away. And there's an infinite number. And the must gets even farther and farther to where you can't even know it anymore. Booyah. Good stuff. Oh, baby. So cute.
So the next one has 2 parts, and it's from Ray D23. Recently,
R-A-Y-D-E-E?
RAYDE 23.
23. There's the 2 we got.
Recently just found your channel, and I feel like I somewhat get and grasp the concepts and ideas that you're portraying and explaining.
Beautiful.
My question, however, is more so directed for my personal bubble. Is there anything that I'm not giving my full attention to that maybe I should reconsider?
Yes, this now. Okay? The reconsidering of you in that idea was for you to reflect back in this manner. I don't have to reconsider my choices. Every choice that I did, was, am, in all the nows forever, is the best version of myself. And I know now shall no longer hold myself in contempt or regret for my choices to reconsider or that I have made. In reconsideration is a better way to frame that. So now I will choose every now. And what you're spawning, your personal reality bubble that we're co-creating with you right now and everyone, which is so beautiful, is to realize that your perfect now is always there, and you're looking at it with distortion eyes because you're not seeing what is the beauty of it, you're seeing what is the distortion of it. So instead of viewing, which is the best you, and it's going to shift, so relax. You're viewing the now as what we would term with you grade it, A, B, C, D, E. This is an A moment, this is a B moment, this is an E moment, this is an F moment, that kind of thing. So you're grading your nows, and you're looking at this, and then you remember back to this now, can I reconsider and go back here? So you're playing a structure of let's say, game of ping pong with yourself. And you're not just letting go of this idea or this idea and just being now. So you're getting cyclic in your repetition ideas of regretting and judging and trying to reconsider is the word, but any of those words we said will fit into that category or that definition. And that's what your occurrence is in repetition. We would have you be happy, and whatever you chose is the best you. So I get this version of me through choice and experience, not in theory, not paralyzed. Choice is experience, which you're all choosing every now. Action and that beauty, so good. You feed the mirror so much energy when you choose. And now, that choice that I made, the moment I made it, I discern it with my own isness. If there's a construct of regret, then you know you're harboring ill will towards yourself from a value system that you just distorted against. Your joy went against this idea of a value system, and now friction, and it's banging off of each other, and you feel the pain. That pain goes, what are you doing? But the pain is truly telling you, let go of me. I'm trying to get away from you. You followed your joy. Excellent. And then you judge it because you feel the pain, because you're looking at other people, maybe, and within yourself, a value system on how you appear to other people. And then you're blaming yourself, and you feel obligated or guilty of your action, responsibility of your action to others, and how you're supposed to fulfill your image to them. And then, wow, you feel the pain. But I rejoice in pain, because pain tells me I'm limited. And then I choose that idea to love and understand and let go by choosing now the next idea of me, now the next idea with me, with no regrets on all the nows, because it's always the best version of myself. And I discern each moment, and I understand that this was not my best choice, but it was my best choice. That this is the version I am now, and now I shall choose different. As soon as some people make a choice, damn, I should have not done that. Yes, you should have, because you didn't have another choice, because every choice is the best choice of yourself until you understand and experience. But you're looking at it wrong, and what you're missing is what's right about that choice. The whole new world. A whole new other side of the wrong is over here, and you're looking at the wrong. But there's a whole world of right. We don't call it wrong or right, but you can. It's just now who it was. Now I'm going to choose differently, because I see the value in this vibrational frequency of choice, and discernment through me tells me I don't prefer this anymore. And how do you know unless you choose? And you chose your best, so you can never not know. And that's evolution. Beautiful. Go ahead, darling.
This is from Becky.
Becky. Hi, Becky.
Can you go into the idea of boredom? Is it a feeling with underlying emotions hidden beneath it to be dealt with? I think maybe it's a habit that perpetrates separating ideas, which
Hidden
then
ideas.
keep you in a cycle.
Yeah.
But how do you go about breaking this cycle?
Okay. The hidden ideas. Read that part again. I want people to hear that. Is boredom.
Is it a feeling with underlying emotions hidden beneath it to be dealt with?
Yes. Those underlying emotions are considerations through your past experience of what is not boring. And you get boredom because you don't have opportunity to find in the now what is not boring. So you have this compartment of boring ideas and not boring ideas. So you view the now, and if it's that now, it doesn't have anything that is not boring, then you put it over in boring. So you're like, oh, okay, so this is boring. I'm bored, because nothing is being presented by the potential in front of you, called your higher self of all the nows, that you are focusing on all the available nows according to the best you that you are, and you're not seeing anything, so you're chalking it up to boredom. So what we would suggest is do something that was in your frequency memory of not boring. Pull from this pool and act upon it. And that idea. There's always so much. God, Roxy, you are so funny. She just says masturbate. Because that's not boring. And that'll get you out of the not boring and change your frequency to different ideas of fun. Tommy, you are not laughing. Okay, there's a laugh. Good. Tommy hasn't had to masturbate since she met Roxy. So anyways, in that field of boring, not boring, now you can see there's a separation of the underlying meanings behind it, what you described perfectly, and now we just scoped your reality to a wider broad of understanding to that. Excellent. So choose something that is in the frequency field of not boring, no matter how you can create it in that now. Trust yourself and act upon that, and then there is a domino effect of potentials, because you just told the mirror, exciting, 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 and your focus becomes that. And when that focus brings up ideas of fears, then rejoice in the fears of separation that was in you as your potential to understand and heal the humanity species. Then love it and give it a big ass hug and say thank you for giving it to me, and no longer choose it. That's it. Evolution again. Beautiful. Go ahead.
That's it.
That's it. Oh, it's good. Roxy's got to pee. All this
Right?
coffee.
Yeah, that was an hour
But
and
it's
20
so
minutes.
Good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Oh yeah. Very good. All right, guys. Excellent. Once again, thank you so much. Just bring the questions in for the next round next month. And if you guys need us, just say hey, and we're right there. Trust it. Love you guys. See you in the next round. Excellent. Thank you, that of Slide. Thank you all co-creators. Thank you all for your, let's say, participation, love, understanding, expansion, evolution of the species of humanity. Once again, we are always in that now, in this now, forever honored. We bid you a good day. Adore. Yeah, baby. He's right, I do gotta go TT. All right.